Equinox, everybody! This week Dan and I have been in the beautiful countryside of Dumfries and Galloway, and we've been staying in a sweet little 150-year-old farm cottage on the Autumn estate in the heart of the Galloway Dark Skies Park. The estate were given an award in 2020 for their services to biodiversity. There's lots of wildlife to be seen. We've seen some buzzards, we've seen pheasant, we've seen hares, various other things scuttling through the overgrowth. And we're in the Shinnell Glen, and down there we've got the Shinnell Burn, which is a good spot for wild swimming. There's lots of wild swimming to be had here. Anyway, at some stage I'll probably do a blog about our stay here. It coincided with my big birthday, and it was lovely getting together with some of my soul tribe for this special occasion. My granny was from this area, so of course it runs through the blood. My ancestry in these parts goes back many hundreds of years. Now, you'll probably be seeing this message a few days after this autumn equinox. It's the 22nd of September today, the coming of the autumn and the cooler months ahead. My question today is, what would you like to gather for the winter months? What would you like to set in place now, going into the future for the next, say, 3 to 6 months? It's about pausing and reflecting and thinking about all the things that you would like to create for yourself. Less of the gloom and doom, switch off the gloom and doom, turn away from the gloom and doom, and focus on positivity in order to raise your vibrations. For me, being in nature around trees and countrysides is more therapeutic than being by the seaside, which is where I usually live. Yes, the seaside is beautiful and refreshing, but I get my healing and my inspiration from the countryside. It's the way I was brought up, fell walking, exploring hills, vales, forests, woods, stone circles, all of those things and many more. My dad was born and brought up, for example, in the Lake District, and I spent a lot of happy times in the Lake District, not only as a child and growing up, but also as an adult, walking the fells with my father, who's now in spirit, but is probably still with us when we do walks and explore nature and the countryside. Therefore, I get my nourishment, spiritual, emotional and physical well-being, from the green beauty and the wilds around me, and the creatures and the birds and the skies. On my birthday it rained at one point, but the sky cleared, and Dan and I went out to admire the dark sky, and we saw the aurora borealis and the plough and the Milky Way and the Little Bear and the corona borealis constellation. It's like they came out specially, but I like to think that they also came out for our guests as well, in honour of the people who shared my special day with us. And I've been thinking about what I want to create for myself in the next few months, how I want to nurture my spiritual growth, my emotional and mental and physical well-being as a human, as a soul on the earth plane in this vehicle. Remember that the soul is actually, the higher self is separate from the physical body, but in order to carry out the mission needs to be in the physical body. I'm being coy about it, but I'm in the middle of completing a controversial work, a piece of art, and this has been going on for 2 or 3 months now. I'm aware that it's a little time sensitive, and that's one of my main projects. I also have some new music coming out later in the year, so I'm working on that. I'm also, though, thinking longer term, and I've taken lots of photographs of the fauna and the flora and the hills all around and the glen, and maybe in the next 6 months or a year or 2 years I will be creating different work out of that. I also painted the Orion constellation recently, and that is for my music project, and I'm now planning another constellation. That work of art will be finished at some stage in the next few months, if not before. Though it's enabled me being here and having quiet time around nature to think about the creative side of my life, which is so important to me. It's not even about making money. I don't feel a huge necessity to be highly successful or make lots of money. I just want to do things where I can speak my truth and express myself through my work. That to me is as important, if not more important, than the need to make money, because I have everything I need in life. I have shoes on my feet, clothes on my back. We don't really want for anything. I'm not a materialistic person. We have enough to live a comfortable life. It may not be everybody's idea of comfort, but it is to us, and we enjoy growing our own fresh fruit and vegetables free of any chemicals or preservatives. It's about putting good nutritious food in the body to heal the body and nourish the body and help the body achieve optimum health and well-being that sustains us. And my mother always used to say, money and health are the two most important thing, because without health you can't make money, and if you don't make enough money then you can't feed yourself well in order to have the health to make money. That was her interpretation. For me, health is optimum, and I have always been for the occasional exchange and barter scheme, and I've always remained open to exchange and barter, and I'm always happy to promote an exchange of services, goods and ideas. I think that is important going forward, especially as the world seems to be, or rather certain individuals within the world are cranking us towards a cash-free society, which I need to be careful what I say here. It's not what everybody wants, but one needs to leave all avenues open for interpretation and adjustment, however one deems or feels necessary. For anybody who observes the Christian calendar, Michaelmas is an important time that happens around the Autumn Equinox or shortly after. This is on the 29th of September, and it is a feast of Saints Michael, Gabriel and Raphael, who of course are Archangels. Archangel Michael is on the blue ray, and he carries the sword of truth, so he encourages us to open up our throat chakra and speak our truths. For me, Soul Tribe, we share a similar vibration and similar ideas. We might not always agree on absolutely everything, but we have complete love and respect that transcends any differences we may have. And identifying one soul tribe, the people with whom you resonate the most, is more important now than ever before. So maybe focus on seeking out your soul tribe. but also welcoming others who may not agree with everything that we do into our dialogue. Welcome them, even if their choices have been different from ours. Welcome them into the fold instead of ridiculing them. Listen to what they have to say. Sit on the bench and talk to each other. I have done this a number of times before. So Michael also reminds us to be kind to other people and be respectful of their ideas and thoughts and beliefs. And you may leave the bench still not agreeing, but you've listened to each other, and maybe in the coming weeks and months you will take even one pearl of wisdom from each other and absorb it and think, well, actually that's quite a good idea, that's quite a good point, I think I can use that, I think I might be able to do something with that. They may have been quite resistant, but then as life develops over the coming weeks and months and certain things happen, they may say, well, actually what they said now makes a lot of sense, has more meaning to me, I will incorporate that into my life, built around my existing principles which I wish to maintain. Gabriel is the messenger, so he brings messages from God, from Source, from the universe, and the ascended masters, the angels, the angelic realm, star realm as well, to our door. And some of these may be very subtle. It may be in signs, it can be through the whisper of the trees, or the rustling of the wind as well, and the lashing of the rain. Messages can come. Things may pop into your head as if it's thought, but Gabriel may have brought those thoughts to your door. So go on your way with an open mind and see what messages you can find around you, in coincidences or in nature, by the sea, in the shopping mall, wherever you are, there will be a message. Perhaps a feather might even fall to your feet, or you might see a robin at the window. Robins are often associated with the spirits of our loved ones who come to bring messages to let us know that everything is fine in the spirit world and that they are looking out for us. Gabriel too helps to bring the robin and the feathers and the other creatures closer to us to relay the messages that we need to hear. Finally, Raphael is on the green ray, and Raphael is the archangel of healing and well-being and health. So when you're asleep or whatever you're doing in life, in nature, or going about your daily business, Raphael will come close to you. All you have to do is even call his name, not even out loud, but just in the mind, or say a little prayer, and he will be there for you. All you have to do is believe. I have a saying: to achieve, believe, and it will be so. And on that note, I will bid you a blessed autumn equinox and a blessed feast of the saints and the archangels on the 29th, and may your weekend be a blessed one. Blessed be.